Hello students, welcome to this video tutorial on the subtracting integers supernote. Part A, Method 1, integer tiles. And because this is a fairly long lesson, I think maybe I'll chop it up into a few separate videos. Okay, it's very important because this is a brand new skill and it's completely different strategy from adding integers that we take it very slow. Okay, so let's begin with the note part up at the top here. When subtracting integers with tiles, we must remember to. Now, if you recall back to the addition of integers using integer tiles, the key word was to combine tiles. But when we subtract, the key word is to remove tiles. Okay, so please write that in the blank here, to remove tiles. Now again, like I said, the strategy is completely different from adding integers. Okay, so these are our steps. Draw the first integer. Step number 2, see if you can take away the second integer. So I'm going to highlight that right here. Number 3, if you can't, add just enough zero models so you can take away the second integer. Number 4, do not circle any zero models and take away the second integer. Number 5, redraw what remains, which will be your answer. And number 6, conclusion statement. Now, none of this makes any sense right now, so let's get right into it. So make sure you've got your tiles ready. Make sure you've got a pile of positive tiles and a pile of negative tiles. Let's start with question 1, example 1. Positive 5, subtract positive 2. So let's continue on with our study of standard form, of writing questions in standard form. So the first integer is positive 5. So we know that a positive integer, we can remove the brackets and the positive sign. We have a subtraction statement, so that can't change. And the second integer is also a positive integer. We can take away the brackets and we could take away the positive sign. So we've got a very simple subtraction question. 5 minus 2. Okay, so put your pencils down and let's work with our tiles now. Okay, all right, so step number 1, draw the first integer. So we're going to build the first integer. The first integer is positive 5. So please bring over 5 positive tiles and put them all in a line, put them all in a row. Okay. So we've built our model of the first integer. Step number 2, see if you can take away the second integer. Well, the second integer is positive 2. Is it possible to take away 2 positive tiles? Yes, it is. So rule number 3, we don't have to use. So let's take away 2 positive tiles. So I'm going to just remove 2 positive tiles, take them off my integer model. And what remains is the answer. So positive 3 is the answer. And we knew that. 5 minus 2 is positive 3. Okay, so how are we going to represent that solution in a tile diagram? All right, so remove your tiles. Okay, let me switch to my pen. Okay, so step number 1, draw the first integer. So here we go, 5 positive tiles. So please draw 5 positive tiles. Okay. Rule number 2, see if you can take away the second integer. So we did that. So we have to show it being taken away. So then we kind of jump down to number 4. Do not circle any zero models. Well, we don't have any zero models. And take away the second integer. So I'm going to change pens here, colors I mean, and I'm going to show that I'm going to take away the second integer. So it's very important that you circle the second integer, positive 2, and show that it's being taken away with an arrow. All right, step number 5, redraw what remains. So what we've done is we've always used this type of arrow to show our ending diagram. And what remains is 3 positive tiles. So let's draw 3 positive tiles. Okay, and that's our solution. So let's put an integer answer beside our tile solution. And that's it. So let's write our conclusion statement. Therefore, positive 5 subtract positive 2 equals positive 3, or even better in standard form, 3. Okay, so that is the easiest type of subtraction question. So we've got another one similar in example 2, slightly different but very similar in principle. Okay, all right, so let's put your pencils down and let's start on number 2, example 2. The question is -4 subtract -2. Okay, so I forgot that we're going to rewrite the question in standard form. So the first integer is a negative. So we can't take away the negative sign, but we can take away the brackets. So let's go -4 subtract. And then the second integer is a negative, so we can't take away the brackets. So we have to write it like this. So it doesn't end up looking a whole lot different. -4 subtract -2. Okay, so now put your pencils down. Okay, so let's go through the steps. Let's build the first integer. So the first integer is -4. So let me bring over 4 negative tiles. Okay. See if you can take away the second integer. Well, the second integer is -2. Is it possible to take away 2 negative tiles? Yes, it is. So let's do that. Let's take away 2 negative tiles. And whatever remains should be the answer. So our answer should be -2. Okay? So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So let's clear your board. Let's clear your tiles. All right, now let's go to our tile solution answer. All right, so let's build the first integer, or draw the first integer, sorry. So we have -4, so we have 4 negative tiles. Okay, and then we have to ask ourselves, see if you can take away the second integer. Well, we know we can. So there are 2 negative tiles in the second integer. So let's circle 2 negative tiles and show that they are being taken away or removed. Then we redraw what remains. So let's draw this pointed arrow here. And what remains is 2 negative tiles. And then we write our integer answer beside our tile solution. Okay? So the last step that remains is the conclusion statement. So therefore, -4 subtract -2 equals -2. Now in standard form, there's no other way to write it. We can take away the brackets if we wrote it with brackets, or -2. Okay, so examples 1 and 2 represent the easiest type of subtraction questions. So for the next examples, we're going to get into more complex ones where we have to use more of the steps in our note. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take a break here. This will conclude this video, and then I want you to start on the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.